And what I say is I'm left until it comes to free speech. I do think it's very important to acknowledge things like systemic racism and other issues in society. However, that was the one thing growing up was even in I remember the 2004 election very I was 4 years old, but I remember the fallout. I remember my mother's reaction, and then 2008 we had third graders getting in shoving matches over Obama and McCain, and the polarization was always there. But the one thing no one ever dared question was the First Amendment. Even in 2016, even in 2018, it only seems that in the past 2 years it's become a conservative talking point of sorts. So it's hard to suss out what is the Overton window shift, where if you're a free speech absolutist such as myself, are you conservative now? Or is it a minority of the left that's uh, for silencing what they would consider hateful opinions? It's a very hard thing to sort out. So I find many people my age saying we're politically homeless. Um, I also have an issue with being raised with such progressive values that I can't turn around and marry the farmer's daughter from Alabama. I'm quite effeminate in many regards. So the left feels like my tribe, and I think that's what was so painful about the past few years is I went on a political shift for about 2 years, but it wasn't until the summer that I really spoke up and told people how I felt. And it's also the people I once knew as centrist liberals who have embodied things that scare me, primarily the notion of equity, is a whole other bag of snakes to unpack,
Yeah.
which we perhaps don't want to turn to right now, but all sorts of things. Scientists I know telling me that gender is a social construct, so on and so forth. And again, I don't want to come across as conservative here. There are plenty of nuances in the middle. Like I'm not anti-trans people, but I am anti-84 pronouns and compelled speech. You have people like J.K. Rowling who were progressive heroes taking so much flack and being called transphobes when she's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. Is I'm saying that there are trans rights and there are biological sex rights. And groups such as the ACLU totally want to blur the lines now for the sake of expediency or whatever it be. But people have been saying this issue has existed on college campuses for about a decade now. And I'm finally hearing from some liberal voices that they're finally willing to recognize this as an issue. And so we're way past that. This isn't
Yeah.
K to 12. It's in the ACLU, and now it's coming to Biden's desk.
Thank you for watching the Unity Now podcast. We'd love to hear from you. Please comment below and follow along at unitynowpodcast.com.